Close your eyes for a moment and breathe. Feel the stillness around you. Let everything slow down until even the sound of your thoughts becomes gentle. The world outside fades for a moment, and all that remains is this awareness, calm, present, and alive. In this stillness, I want you to realize something extraordinary. You are not waiting to become rich. You are not hoping for wealth. You are already it. You are already the consciousness of abundance itself. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something you allow. You will be a millionaire in 1 month, not because of luck, not because of external miracles, but because you have chosen to remember who you truly are. You are imagination clothed in flesh. You are awareness, pure, powerful, unlimited. And when awareness identifies with abundance, abundance must appear. There is a world beyond effort, beyond struggle, beyond trying. It is the world of assumption, the inner world where creation begins. Everything you will ever hold in your hands was first born in the invisible. A millionaire's life is not created by actions first. It is born in imagination. So tonight, as you listen, I invite you to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Live as though it is already done. Feel the joy of seeing the balance in your account, the freedom of knowing every bill is paid, every dream funded. Let that feeling take root in your being. Do not strain to make it happen. Do not chase it. Simply accept that it is already true. The power that brought you into this moment will bring every circumstance, every opportunity, every coincidence necessary to unfold your desire. Your only task is to remain faithful to the feeling of being wealthy. Now, there are people who work all their lives and never reach the freedom they long for, not because they lack intelligence or opportunity, but because they never change the story within. The world they see is only the mirror of their assumption. You are not a victim of conditions, you are the creator of them. The outer world bends itself to the inner conviction. Change your inner conversation, and your outer experience must follow. So begin now. Hear the words in your mind. I am wealthy, I am free, I am a millionaire now. Say them softly until they are no longer words but states of being. Feel their weight, their certainty, their calm. Do not say them with anxiety or effort, but with quiet authority, as though you are recalling a truth you once forgot, because that is exactly what you are doing. Every great fortune began in imagination. Every empire, every innovation, every miracle of prosperity was first an unseen thought clothed in feeling. You are doing the same now. You are constructing, through your inner awareness, a reality that will soon take form before your eyes. Money is not the goal, it is the reflection. The real goal is the awakening of your inner power, the realization that consciousness creates. Once you understand that, you can summon any reality, because you are not depending on the world depends on you. Sit quietly and picture it now. You wake up one morning, sunlight spilling into your room, and you feel that deep, serene joy that comes when you know, not hope, know, that you are rich. The worry is gone, the struggle is gone. You walk differently, you speak with ease, you move through your day with quiet confidence. It feels natural. You no longer think of money as a distant dream. It feels like the most normal thing in the world to have it, to enjoy it, to give it. That is the secret. What feels natural to you will manifest. If poverty feels natural, you will remain poor. If wealth feels natural, you will live in abundance. The difference is not in effort, but in identity. Who are you being in imagination right now? The world will always echo that answer. If you say, I am trying to be rich, you are announcing that you are not yet wealthy. But if you say, I am rich now, and truly feel it, life reorganizes itself to confirm your statement. This is not fantasy, it is law. The law of consciousness responds unfailingly to assumption. You are never punished for your thoughts, only by them. You are never rewarded for your prayers, only in proportion to your belief. Belief is not hard work, it is quiet acceptance. It is surrender to the reality that already exists in imagination. So imagine yourself as you wish to be, and dwell there not once, but often, not for results, but for the joy of it. Feel the relief of already having it. Breathe the air of freedom. Walk through your home as though every corner whispers, "You are blessed." Feel gratitude, not because something happened, but because you know it must. Your imagination is the only reality. The senses deceive, the outer world flickers and shifts, but imagination is eternal. When you close your eyes and picture the life of a millionaire, it is not make-believe. It is creation in its purest form. You are moving the unseen forces of existence into alignment with your state of being. Do not concern yourself with how. The how is not your work. It belongs to the deeper intelligence of life that orchestrates all things perfectly. Your part is to assume the end and rest in that end. Feel that you already are what you want to be, and you will be compelled to take actions in harmony with it. In a single month, reality can shift completely. Time bends for the one who lives in imagination. A month is not a barrier, it is an unfolding. What can happen in 1 month when belief becomes unshakable? Everything, new ideas will appear, people will show up, doors will open, but the power behind all of it will be invisible. Your assumption silently creating the outer reflection. Every night before sleep, enter the state of the wish fulfilled. Lie down and let your body relax. Close your eyes and replay a short scene that implies your success. Perhaps you are receiving a message congratulating you, or you are checking your account and smiling, or hearing someone say, "You did it." Feel the emotion of it as real. Let it be the last thought before sleep claims you. Sleep is the bridge between worlds. What you take into that quiet state impresses the deeper mind, and the deeper mind gives it form. Do this not as a ritual, but as an act of faith. One scene, one feeling, one knowing, repeated night after night, is enough to transform your world. When you awake each morning, do not rush to check if it has worked. Simply carry the feeling through the day. Act from wealth, speak from wealth, give from wealth. Let generosity flow naturally. Because you know you have more than enough, you are no longer trying to get. You are allowing what already belongs to you to appear. Everything begins and ends in imagination. Even now, the vibration of wealth is moving through you. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very posture begin to shift toward prosperity. Feel how light it is to believe, how peaceful it is to know you are provided for. The universe bends to certainty. When you change the concept of yourself, you change your world. You are not poor hoping to become rich. That is a false identity. You are abundance expressing itself through form. You are wealth awakening. This realization does not come with strain, it comes with stillness. You don't have to visualize constantly or chant endlessly. A single moment of clear knowing outweighs hours of anxious effort. Once you feel the reality of wealth within, hold to it gently, like a secret. Others may not understand, but they will soon see the results. You may notice small shifts at first, unexpected money, a kind offer, a sudden inspiration. These are signs that the inner world is taking shape outwardly. Celebrate them quietly. Each one is proof of your creative power. Do not dismiss any of it. The same law that brings a small sum will bring a fortune. It makes no difference to consciousness whether it manifests $1 or $1 million. Begin to think as a millionaire thinks, feel as a millionaire feels. See the world through that lens. Do not imagine lack, imagine abundance. Speak of prosperity, not poverty. The words you use are seeds. Plant only those that grow wealth, gratitude, and confidence. If you feel fear or doubt arise, do not resist it. Simply return to the feeling of the end, of already being what you wish to be. Fear has no power when you dwell in fulfillment. You are no longer seeking, you are remembering. Remember, you are not your past, you are not your circumstances, you are awareness itself, and awareness can take on any form it chooses. Choose wisely. Choose wealth. Choose freedom. Choose joy. Each day, remind yourself silently, it is done, and then go about your day as though life is unfolding in your favor, because it is. Every event, every encounter is now part of your assumption becoming fact. The world is your mirror. It cannot show you anything but yourself. If you want to see wealth reflected, you must become the wealth within. Feel yourself surrounded by luxury, comfort, ease, not as fantasy, but as identity. Let the feeling stay with you until it feels natural. In 1 month, your world can change beyond recognition. It begins with a shift no one can see, a quiet decision within you to live from the end, to see from the fulfillment rather than toward it. The moment you do, the universe rearranges itself, paths open, inspiration flows, and life begins to mirror your new self. There will be moments when the old thoughts return, whispering doubt. Smile at them. They are just memories of an outdated identity. Do not fight them. Simply replace them with the new truth. I am wealthy now. Say it until you believe it effortlessly. Soon your mind will no longer question it. You will speak of your abundance as naturally as breathing, and when that happens, when wealth feels as ordinary as air, the outer world will have no choice but to reflect it. You are the master key. Everything begins and ends with your awareness of being. You can shift your world simply by shifting your sense of self. The moment you assume the feeling of being rich, you move into a parallel reality where that version of you already exists. From that point, everything unfolds automatically. Wealth is not coming to you, it is coming from you. The world outside is the echo of your inner tone. Change the tone, and the echo must change. Speak wealth inwardly, and wealth will answer. And now, as you sit here, let your breathing slow again. Feel the calm certainty rising within you. You are not waiting for miracles. You are the miracle. You are not asking for a blessing. You are the blessing. Everything you desire is already contained within you, waiting to be acknowledged. Your imagination is the doorway. Walk through it every day. Let the scenes of prosperity become as real to you as your own reflection. Live there, love there, believe there, until the invisible becomes visible, until the dream becomes your waking life. You will be a millionaire in 1 month. Not because the world changes, but because you do. The moment you claim the feeling of wealth, time begins to obey your conviction. The month ahead is not a waiting period, it is the unfolding of what is already true in imagination. Feel the gentle power of that truth settle in your mind. The world you see tomorrow will begin to mirror the assumption you hold tonight. Every second, every thought is molding your future. The law is simple, but its simplicity hides its depth. What you accept as true within must show itself without. You do not need to understand how it happens. You only need to trust that it does. Imagine for a moment that you already have everything you once longed for. The bank account full, the home radiant with light, the calm that comes from knowing you are free. Picture it vividly, but not as a desperate wish, as something natural, expected, almost familiar. You've lived in lack for so long that wealth may feel strange at first, but let that strangeness fade until abundance feels like home. That is the secret door. When you wake up, before the mind begins its noise, pause and whisper to yourself, "Thank you, it's already done." Gratitude seals the state. Gratitude is not begging, it is ownership. The grateful heart knows it already has what it once sought. Feel that thankfulness move through you like a quiet current, warm and steady. This feeling opens every hidden gate. There is no separation between you and your desire. The distance you imagine is only the space of disbelief. Remove that disbelief and the desire rushes to you like a river returning to the sea. You do not have to chase what is already yours. The state you assume is the key to every door. Your imagination is not daydreaming. It is creation. Every picture you hold in stillness is a seed, and every seed contains the pattern of its own fulfillment. When you persist in a feeling, the universe must find a way to express it. The outer world cannot resist the command of inner certainty. If you want wealth to appear quickly, then do not focus on needing it. Needing keeps you poor, having attracts more. When you say, "I have it now," and feel that truth quietly, the law begins to act. Things will shift, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. You will be guided, often without realizing it. An idea will come at the perfect time, a person will cross your path, an opportunity will appear where none existed before. All of it is the echo of your assumption. You are never waiting for anything outside to change. You are allowing the reflection to catch up. The mirror cannot smile first. You must smile, and then it responds. In the same way, the world cannot show you wealth until you feel wealthy inside. The feeling precedes the fact. Every thought that feels good is a step toward manifestation. Every moment you choose faith over fear, you shift timelines, you move closer to the reality you have already imagined. In 1 month, this shift can be so complete that even those who know you will not understand how it happened. They will call it luck, fate, coincidence, but you will know it was creation. There is a subtle power in not telling the world about your desire. Keep it sacred. Let it live quietly in the depths of your mind. Speak of it only to yourself, in the language of completion. When others ask how you're doing, let your words match your new identity. I am blessed. I am thriving. Everything is working out perfectly. You do not need to convince anyone. Your results will speak more loudly than explanations ever could. Remember that wealth is a vibration, and vibration is simply a sustained feeling. The longer you remain in the feeling of already having it, the stronger the vibration becomes. The stronger it becomes, the faster the outer world rearranges itself to match it. Consistency is power. If doubts appear, do not fight them. Fighting makes them stronger. Instead, gently replace them. If a thought says it's not happening, smile and answer inwardly, it already has. If you hear, it's too late, answer, it's already done. The subconscious mind obeys repetition and emotion. You do not argue with it. You re-educate it through feeling. The person who lives in the end walks differently, speaks differently, even breathes differently. That quiet confidence draws everything to them without effort. Others sense it but cannot explain it. You will notice how life begins to cooperate, how everything starts flowing in your favor. You'll find yourself at the right place at the right time, making choices that align perfectly with your desire. You are not forcing success, you are allowing it. You are aligning with the version of yourself that already lives the dream. When you align with that version, you merge with it. What was once imagination becomes reality, because in truth, imagination was reality all along. Every night, when the world quiets down, step into the inner scene again. Feel the weight of the money in your hands, the texture of success. Hear the voices congratulating you, the laughter, the relief. Let your body respond as if it's happening now. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what is vividly imagined and what is physically real. It accepts whatever you feel deeply as fact, and once it accepts, it must project that fact into form. A month is enough to transform your entire story. Time does not create, consciousness does. Time simply reveals what consciousness has accepted. So if today you accept the feeling of wealth as truth, time will reveal it naturally. It may seem miraculous, but it is law. You have already seen this law at work in smaller ways. Moments when you expected something, feared something, or assumed something, and then saw it appear. This is no different. The only difference now is that you are doing it consciously, deliberately, lovingly. When you walk into a room, hold the inner, knowing that you are prosperous. Let that energy precede you. You do not need to speak of it. It speaks through your calmness, your poise, your certainty. People feel it and respond to it without knowing why. That energy opens doors money alone never could. If you find yourself doubting the speed of your manifestation, remind yourself that all creation is finished. The state of being a millionaire already exists. You are simply tuning into it. It is not being created, it already is. The radio station does not come into existence. When you tune to it, it was always broadcasting. You simply align with the right frequency. You are now tuning to the frequency of abundance. And the more you hold to that inner channel, the clearer the signal becomes. Soon your world will overflow with evidence. The same world, the same people, but a different reflection. Because the self within has changed. When the first tangible signs appear, Even if they seem small, celebrate them. They are not small at all. They are the edges of a new reality emerging. Each confirmation strengthens your faith, and faith is the magnet that draws everything else. Do not think of 1 month as a countdown. Think of it as an unfolding. Each day is a new layer revealing itself. Each moment of belief compresses time. It does not take a month to become wealthy. It takes a moment of realization. The month is merely the time it takes for the outer world to catch up. There is no such thing as big or small manifestation. To the power that animates life, creating a fortune is no different from creating a leaf. Both follow the same principle. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist. You have been given the greatest gift, the ability to imagine. Use it deliberately. When you imagine lovingly, when you persist joyfully, creation responds instantly. The world around you is nothing but crystallized imagination. Every morning renew your state. Do not repeat affirmations mechanically. Feel them. Let each word sink deep into your being until it becomes your natural vibration. You are not trying to believe, you are remembering what is already true. There is power in the present moment. Do not say, "I will be a millionaire." Say, "I am." The future tense keeps it away. The present tense brings it here. You are not commanding the universe, you are acknowledging what already exists within you. Wealth is an inner atmosphere. It is the feeling of freedom, ease, and expansion. Cultivate that atmosphere, and the outer world must conform. The law of correspondence ensures that your inner and outer worlds match perfectly. You cannot hold the vibration of lack and experience prosperity. The mirror cannot reflect something you refuse to feel. Notice how calm the truly wealthy are. Their peace comes not from possessions, but from knowing they will always have enough. You can have that peace now. Begin to think and act from abundance, even before you see it. Give a little more, smile a little more, expect good things. You are planting the seeds of your new life. When you speak to yourself, speak kindly. Every inner word is a decree. If you say things never work for me, you command failure. If you say everything works perfectly for me, you command success. The subconscious listens and obeys without judgment. It does not care what you choose. It simply creates according to your feeling. Choose wisely. The most powerful thing you can do each day is feel thankful for what you have imagined. Gratitude lifts your vibration instantly. Even before the physical evidence appears, give thanks for it. Gratitude is faith in action. It says, "I know it is already mine." The path to your wealth may look ordinary. It might come through your job, a new idea, a meeting, an inspiration in the night. Do not dismiss anything as too simple. The infinite intelligence that governs all things uses ordinary means to express extraordinary outcomes. Stay open. Expect the unexpected. There will come a moment, perhaps when you least expect it, when you will feel a click inside you, a still, powerful knowing that it is done. When that happens, rest. The manifestation is inevitable. From that moment, the external must align. You will begin to see coincidences that are not coincidences at all. Everything will seem to move in your favor, because it must. The law cannot fail. As the days unfold, hold to your new identity. The old thoughts may whisper, but they no longer have power unless you give them attention. You are no longer the person who struggles. You are the person who commands reality through feeling. Every experience in your life was training for this realization. Every delay, every disappointment was showing you that the power was never outside. Now you know where it lives, within. And once you know that, you are unstoppable. The wealth you are calling forth is not only money, it is expansion, confidence, peace. It is a new vibration that will color every aspect of your world. People will feel it when they stand near you. Your presence will inspire, because it will carry the quiet radiance of one who knows they create their reality. In 1 month, you will look back and see how the invisible became visible. You will remember these quiet moments of assumption and smile, because you will know that this was when it began, not when the money arrived, but when you believed. The belief was the birth. The manifestation was merely the delivery. So tonight, when you close your eyes again, let yourself sink into the feeling of completion. Breathe as though you are breathing in wealth itself. Let that golden energy fill every part of you until it feels undeniable. And when you drift into sleep, rest in the knowing that the world is already shifting. You are not becoming rich. You are remembering that you are the source of richness. You are not begging life to bless you. Life is responding to your inner decree. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle taking shape through consciousness. Continue to live in the end. Continue to feel as though it has already happened. Continue to walk, speak, and act from that inner abundance. The more natural it feels, the faster it solidifies. What once seemed impossible will become ordinary. And soon, sooner than you can imagine, you will stand in the reality you once only pictured, smiling quietly to yourself, knowing that it was never luck or chance. It was your faith, your imagination, your persistence. You begin to notice that life itself has softened around you. Situations that once seemed stubborn or heavy now move easily, as though the current of reality has shifted direction. It's no longer a battle. Things align, people cooperate, opportunities seem to wait for you at every turn. You sense that something deep within has changed, and the world has no choice but to respond. There's a sacred quietness to this transformation. Not loud, not dramatic, but sure and gentle, like the tide. You feel it in the small things, the way people speak to you, the ease with which problems dissolve, the lightness in your chest when you think of the future. That lightness is the signal of alignment. You are no longer pushing, you are allowing, and in that allowing, all that you desire begins to unfold naturally. You wake each morning and notice how your first thought has changed. It's no longer worry or doubt, it's peace, a quiet knowing that things are unfolding perfectly. You can't explain it logically, but you don't need to. You simply know. This knowing has replaced the old patterns of fear, and it feels like coming home. When you walk through your day, hold that invisible crown above your head, not out of arrogance, but remembrance. You are wealth walking. You are abundance in motion. You are not pretending anymore. You are embodying truth. The people who cross your path, the circumstances that unfold, are drawn into the orbit of that truth. You have become a magnet for prosperity, and it feels effortless. It's as though the universe has been waiting for you to step into this version of yourself, the version that no longer doubts, no longer hesitates, no longer begs for permission to be great. You realize now that the delay was never in time, it was in consciousness. The moment you accepted abundance as your nature, time collapsed, and everything began to flow toward you. The air feels different now. Even silence feels richer. Every breath carries possibility. You sense that something vast and unseen moves through you, expressing itself as your world. You are not apart from it. You are it. You and the creative power that shapes galaxies are one. When you walk into a place, you bring that field with you. A field of confidence, serenity, knowing. People feel it, though they cannot name it. They feel uplifted just by your presence, because you vibrate from the awareness of completion. You are no longer chasing success, you are emanating it. And as this vibration continues, the world begins to mirror it in bolder ways. Perhaps a call arrives out of nowhere with an opportunity that seems too perfect to be random. Perhaps a forgotten idea reappears in your mind, glowing with new life. Perhaps someone you meet casually mentions something that turns into a doorway. These are not coincidences, they are reflections. Reality bends to the tone of your being, and your tone now is one of certainty. The words you once repeated as affirmations are now the background music of your life. I am wealthy, I am free, I am complete. They no longer feel like statements you're trying to believe. They feel like facts, unshakable and serene. The more you live in this state, the less you need to prove it. You begin to act from the end, not toward it. You make decisions that reflect abundance. You give generously, not because you're trying to buy blessings, but because you are the blessing. Giving becomes natural, joyful, inevitable. You realize that the more you share, the more the flow increases. You cannot outgive the infinite. There's a moment when you catch yourself smiling for no reason. It's because the struggle has fallen away. The old identity, the one who waited, who doubted, who feared, feels like a distant dream. You wonder how you ever believed in lack at all. It's as though you were sleeping in a dream of limitation, and now you are awake, fully awake to the truth of your creative power. Every desire you've ever had was life's way of calling you into expansion. Each longing was a message from the higher self, whispering, there is more for you, more freedom, more beauty, more expression. You no longer resist that voice. You follow it with calm trust. And each time you do, the path appears under your feet. You start to see the invisible design, the way every event, even the painful ones, served a purpose. They were not obstacles, they were preparation. The moments of scarcity taught you the value of faith. The disappointment strengthened your persistence. The waiting trained your ability to imagine without evidence. You understand now that nothing was wasted. You have discovered the creative rhythm of life. Desire, imagination, assumption, manifestation. It's a perfect loop. You no longer ask if it will happen. You ask only how wonderful will it be when it does. And in that question lies your power. Sometimes you sit in silence, eyes closed, and you feel the energy of money all around you, not as paper or numbers, but as a living vibration, a friend. You realize that money is not separate from you. It is consciousness, responding to consciousness. It flows to where it is welcomed, not worshipped, to where it is appreciated, not chased. And you are now its perfect home. You can feel it moving toward you now, not from effort, but attraction. You are no longer the beggar of life, but its creator. You are no longer asking the world to provide. You are commanding it by being it. Wealth is your nature because you come from infinite source. The sea cannot run out of waves, and you cannot run out of abundance. Everywhere you look, you see symbols of your new state. The green of trees feels like prosperity. The flow of traffic feels like circulation. Even the rhythm of your breath feels like wealth. In and out, receiving and giving. You begin to understand that abundance is not something you acquire, it's something you harmonize with. When you look at your reflection, there's a new calm in your eyes. It's not arrogance or pride, it's peace. You have stopped fighting reality. You have stopped resisting what is. You have remembered that what is only the echo of what was. You now create from the now, from this moment, in awareness of your infinite power. People start to notice the shift. They ask what changed. You smile softly, because how can you explain that nothing changed, except everything? You might say, I began to believe differently. And that's the truth. Belief rewrote your entire world. You've become aware of the silent conversation happening within you all day long. That conversation is your script. The universe listens not to your words, but to your feeling. So you speak to yourself with care now. You no longer allow words of doubt to take root. When they appear, you smile and replace them with truth. Everything I need is already mine. I live in abundance now. There is no rush anymore. The old urgency has vanished. You understand that impatience is lack disguised as action. You have learned to rest in faith, and that rest creates miracles. The calm mind is the creative mind. Anxious mind delays. So you stay calm, knowing that every second is bringing your vision closer into form. Even as you go about your day, the feeling of wealth stays with you quietly. It's not something you turn on and off. It has become your natural state. You look at bills and feel gratitude, knowing they are proof of circulation. You buy something and feel appreciation, knowing that more will flow. You are not worried about the numbers. They are symbols and you are the source. There is a sweetness to this awareness. You've stopped fighting against life, and life has stopped fighting you. The harmony between your inner and outer worlds grows stronger with each breath. You realize that what you hold inside your imagination is sacred. It is the seed of the universe itself. Every thought of joy plants a flower. Every thought of fear plants a thorn, so you plant carefully now. You imagine beauty, freedom, ease. You nurture those inner gardens until they bloom naturally into your experience. The world you once thought fixed and rigid is now soft clay in your hands. You can feel how flexible reality is, how ready it is to obey the voice of imagination. You start to understand that limits were illusions and that the only true barrier was belief. You have stepped beyond that barrier now. You are no longer the one who asks, "Can I?" You are the one who says, "I am." That shift changes everything. You have become the master of your inner world, and because of that, the outer world bows to your command. Each night, as you drift into sleep, the feeling grows stronger. The images of wealth, of peace, of success play softly behind your eyes. You no longer struggle to believe them. You no longer wonder if they're real. You know they are, because you feel them. You understand now that feeling is the bridge between imagination and reality. Sometimes, just before sleep, you whisper, "Thank you," and a warmth spreads through your chest, a signal from the deeper mind that the message has been received. That warmth is your assurance. You rest easily knowing that the seed has been planted and the harvest is certain. Each morning as you awaken, the evidence grows, a new message, a new idea, an unexpected sum, a sudden shift in circumstances. They come naturally, gracefully. You are not surprised anymore because you expect miracles now. Miracles have become normal, and so with each passing day, your awareness deepens. You no longer see wealth as a goal, but as a reflection of your true self. You no longer divide life into spiritual and material. You see it as one, consciousness expressing itself in endless form. The more you live in this awareness, the more you realize that there is no limit to what you can imagine. If you can see it inwardly, you can hold it outwardly. The creative power does not measure or restrict. It gives according to your acceptance. The cup you bring to life determines what it pours into you. You carry a larger cup now. You have opened yourself to receive without fear, without guilt, without doubt, and in doing so you have opened the floodgates. Life rushes to meet you with blessings too many to count. The words "I am wealthy" have become your quiet mantra, not shouted, not forced, but lived. They breathe through every action, every thought. You see wealth everywhere because you have chosen to see it. The world is a mirror, and you are gazing lovingly at your own reflection. You are the dreamer awakening within the dream. You are the artist stepping into the painting. You are the cause of all you witness, and you know it now. And because you know it, you are free. And so, as this journey of words gently comes to rest, let this truth echo quietly in your heart. You are the source. The power that shapes worlds lives within you, waiting only for your recognition. Every vision you have held, every dream you have felt real in the silence of your imagination, is already unfolding in form. You do not have to chase what you have already become. You are not on the path to abundance. You are abundance expressing itself. The wealth you sought was never outside of you. It was the reflection of your own belief. Now that belief has taken root. Now the world must mirror it. Walk forward not in hope but in certainty. Speak not of waiting but of fulfillment. Live as the millionaire you already are, and let the world adjust itself to your knowing. The universe bends to the one who remembers their own creative power. Close your eyes tonight with gratitude, breathe deeply, and rest in the feeling of completion. The work is done, the seed has been planted, the Lord is faithful. You will awaken in a world that reflects your inner transformation, a world overflowing with the wealth, freedom, and joy that were always your birthright. And when that world greets you, you will smile softly, knowing that it was never a miracle, only the natural result of who you finally dared to be.